What's up, everyone? So you want to know the difference between Jango Fett and Din Djarin, or better known as the Mando? Then you've come to the right place because I'm going to be explaining what separates the two so drastically that I decided to make a video explaining it. So you might be thinking, well Strider, I already know the difference. They both have different ships and different names. And you'd be right, obviously, but that's not what I mean when I'm talking about what separates the two. See, what the difference between them is, they're both a different type of Mandalorian. I know, a different kind of Mandalorian, what does that even mean? Well, I'm going to explain it to you. So let's start from the basics, these characters' origin story, because each is crucial to what separates them. First we have Jango Fett, galaxy-famous bounty hunter, known for taking down Jedi and being the template for the clone army. He also has a pretty sweet ship.
Get him, Dad! Get him! Fire!
But all that isn't important because we're diving even deeper into his backstory. This all started many years ago before the Clone Wars. There was a war between the Mandalorians called the Mandalorian Civil War. Pretty clever name, I know. Anyways, this war was between Jaster Meriel's true Mandalorian, who believed in a different path for their people, and Tor Vizsla's Death Watch, who believed that the Mandalorians should return to their true roots as raiders and bandits. Having these different ideologies led to the war that would last over a decade, with many events occurring between them. Now, during the Civil War, it eventually ends up on Concord Dawn, the home planet of Jango Fett. Jaster Meriel and his men have been forced back and scattered around the planet due to Death Watch's attacks. Fortunately for Jaster, he was able to find the Fett's home days later, where he was given food by Jango's father. But Death Watch had followed. They confronted Jango, forcing him to give them information on the Mandalorian. Jango tells them that his father gave food to a beggar. They bring Jango home and interrogate his dad, demanding that he tell them where Jaster Meriel is. But he doesn't budge. He tells Jango to run, and he does, sprinting into the field and eventually running into Jaster. But it's too late for Jango's parents as they are executed by Death Watch in front of their house, leaving Jango an orphan. The field they hide in is set ablaze by Death Watch. Jaster then urges Jango to come with them or die too. Jango makes his decision and helps lead the true Mandalorians out of the fire and into safety. They decide to bring the boy with them and then offer him a blaster, but he isn't a Mandalorian just yet. Not far from the Fett home, Death Watch invades a nearby town as they ride in on a tank and take whatever they need until they're ready to leave. Just as they think they're safe, the true Mandalorians ambush them, causing a full firefight in the middle of the street. This draws Death Watch away from their vehicle, giving Jango the chance to sneak underneath it and set mines to trigger an explosion. Once in a safe distance, Jango confirms this, then watches all the destruction he just caused. Now he confronts the man who killed his family. They get into a quick fight, but Jango finishes it off and blasts him in the chest. Jaster comes and comforts Jango, then welcomes him to the Mandalorians and takes him away. Now keep in mind that this is all legends, but as it doesn't majorly affect canon anymore, I think this is the most accurate representation of Jango's origin until they create a new origin or they just confirm that this is official. But it now lines up with what Boba said in The Mandalorian Season 2, how his father was a foundling much like Mando. Except Mando isn't a foundling of the true Mandalorian like Jango is. In Season 1 we figure out through scenes showing pieces of his past that he is a foundling, but a foundling of Death Watch, also known as the Children of the Watch. Formerly, he was led to believe that their way was the true Mandalorian way, and their way was the only way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
As a child, Din lived in a settlement known as Akvatina, which eventually was attacked by battle droids during the fall of the Republic. Din's parents hid him shortly before their own deaths. The attack went on, but the remaining citizens were saved by Death Watch, and Din was brought in as a foundling, where he was raised and trained in their ways. Once he had joined the Creed, he swore to never remove his helmet in front of another. Many Mandalorians we see throughout Star Wars are a part of the true Mandalorians, which is why we see them remove their helmets without a second thought. But when Din sees this, he doesn't consider them Mandalorian, because he was raised to believe so. It's interesting how most people would consider Jango and Boba Fett as like villains, when they are more closely known as respectable bounty hunters, which is what Jaster Meriel fought for in the Civil War, honorable mercenaries. Although in the show, Mando is seen more as a hero rather than just a member of Death Watch, and I think we will eventually see him leave and possibly join the true Mandalorians with Bo-Katan, Sabine, and Boba Fett. So there we have it. The reason that Mando is different from Jango and Boba is because Mando is a part of Death Watch where he was raised, while Jango was raised by the true Mandalorian during the Civil War. Do you guys prefer Mando how he is, or would you like to see him join others and start removing his helmet more often? Personally, I think it's more interesting, but would be okay with him moving on from Death Watch. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to let me know, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more Star Wars related content. I'll see you guys in the next one, and may the Force be with you.